As James Carville said, if the Democrats didn't win last year's midterm elections, they may as well hang it up as a party. Now, yes, to be sure, it would have been nice to be done with this national psychosis once and for all, but we can't keep winning everything. With the exception of Bill Clinton, whose presidential library, by the way, becomes the first ever to feature an adults-only section. Republicans have held the White House for more than a quarter century, since Reagan was elected in 1980. If you go back further, Republicans have held the White House for 28 of the last 40 years. Even the decadent buffoon Clinton got into office on a virtual technicality when Ross Perot ran, took 20% of the vote, and Clinton snuck in with 52% of the vote, or 42% of the vote, excuse me. 42% of the vote. That used to be known in Democrat circles as a mandate. It isn't a surprise that Democrats can't get Americans to vote for them, certainly not in the middle of a war. The incontrovertible lesson of history is don't let Democrats anywhere near foreign policy. And nope, I know what you're thinking, but not even keep them away from domestic policy. There's always a conflict of interest when people who are asked to defend America don't really like America. For 50 years, Democrats have harbored traitors, have lost continents to communism, have counseled surrender and retreat, have hobnobbed with the nation's enemies. You always see them popping up around the globe, hanging out with Hugo Chavez, Ortez, Saddam Hussein, right before we went to World War. Remember, you heard 4 congressmen were visiting Saddam Hussein. Who would that be? Republicans or Democrats? They oppose every reasonable national defense measure ever taken in the nation's defense. They use the phrase flag waving as an epithet. As Joe McCarthy said, if liberals were merely stupid, the laws of probability would dictate that at least some of their decisions would serve the interests of the United States. After the attack of September 11th, instead of hanging their heads in shame and allowing Republicans to go about the business of protecting America, liberals boldly returned to their usual defeatism. Their principal contribution to the war on terrorism has been to naysay America's right to defend itself and look for the slightest opening to give the terrorists a cushion for the next attack. George Bush may be the only focus of evil in the world liberals haven't wanted to appease. In their defense, many liberals don't recognize the concept of evil. The closest thing to it in their vocabulary is Walmart.